Good evening, everybody. For the first time all year, it's the Volquest.com Fast-Break alongside Grant and Ramey. I'm Rob Lewis here for the Food City Center. Grant, entertaining game, at least in my mind. Tennessee falls short against Duke, 83-76. Coach Barnes clearly not too upset with the result. I just felt like he felt like he got a lot of meaningful work done.
Yeah, I think you got what you wanted done, even though it didn't look great for the final 20 minutes. Just the atmosphere, it didn't feel like a preseason exhibition game. It didn't feel like October. It felt like a little bit later in the season and a bigger game during this stretch run. I mean, that's what you want this time of year. That's what Rick wants. He wants as many of these opportunities as he can get. Good first half, good opening 20 minutes, but Duke took control, and Cameron Boozer, as good as we've seen in this building.
24 and 23, that was pretty strong. And I will say, we'll get to more of the game for just a minute, but Grant, you mentioned the atmosphere, and I just want to say, I'm old enough to remember there was black curtains up in here for SEC games, and they had 20,000 plus in here.
It's been sold out for 2+ months.
A week before Halloween, in October. So, hats off to Tennessee, hats off to the program that Coach Barnes has built. And to the game, I think probably for most casual Joe fans, they'd have meant Jacoby Gillespie.
Yeah.
Were the headliners, what they wanted to see, and a mixed bag for those two.
I mean, to score a combined 32 points or whatever it is, that seems pretty productive. I think Nate had a double-double, 14 and 10 or something like that.
Jacoby just missed it.
But to go combined 10 for 40 from the field, and I don't know what it was from 3, but it wasn't good.
No, Nate was 0 for 5. Jacoby was 3 of 10.
And Rick talked about they're going to learn from that stuff. They tried to do too much. Obviously, it was Nate's first game at this level against this kind of physicality. For them to still produce while struggling to shoot it was encouraging. A good start. Chaz didn't shoot it very well in this game a year ago against Indiana, if you remember that, and he went on that.
I want to be very clear. I'm not being critical, and the outcome, the stats, they didn't mean nothing to me because Indiana beat Tennessee this last year. Chaz was 3 for 16. Tennessee went to the Elite Eight. Chaz set the record for most threes in the season. Indiana fired their coach.
And 2 years ago, Dalton was a star at Michigan State. That team went to the Elite Eight. It's a mixed bag. You never know.
But those guys just weren't very efficient tonight. And I think what Coach thought, they'll learn from that. He was like, hey, you guys are 10 for 40. Felix is 5 for 6 down here. Let's maybe get some touches in the post. Jalen Carey. I don't know if Coach was a little critical of him, but also, at the same time, your guard, you got 2 guys taking 40 shots. I'm not sure how many great looks he got, but clearly that was a point of emphasis for Rick. Let's get the bigs some touches.
I think the post play was better in the first half. I thought Jalen Carey was impressive defensively in some of those first few stretches early on. Dwayne Brown was really good, really impressive in the first half for what he did. The second half, you just didn't see it. You didn't see very much JP, Estrella opportunity, Cade Phillips, Dwayne Brown, Felix, any of those guys, because of what we were talking about. The guards have to kind of play through the bigs a little bit more if they're going to get what they want out of the bigs. I think he said Jalen's going to have more than 1 rebound if he's going to play 12 minutes. I didn't expect Jalen Carey to start. I didn't expect Bishop Boswell to start and play 24 minutes. So I don't know how close that is to the rotations, but you go from that game to you have a runway here with 5 or 6 bye games before you go to Vegas for that Players Era tournament in the first real test of the season. So you got some time to kind of figure it out and iron out some of these rotations and things.
And to me, I'll kind of be surprised if Carey to stay the starter. That's just me because Rick loves that back to the basket low post threat, which JP does a lot of things, but that's not really him. I think they're really unsettled with that guard spot. And I don't mean unsettled like they don't have anybody that can play. I just don't think Rick's figured out how he's going to divvy up those minutes between Boswell, Abrams, and Burke.
Right, how all those pieces fit together. I thought there were some good minutes from Ethan Berg. I thought Omar Abrams was okay. A good starting point, but defensively is where Bishop Boswell's playing. Obviously, he took 2 shots in 24 minutes. He didn't score.
Even Jemai was like, "Hey man, come on, look at the basketball."
That's a little bit of a Jemai throwback to early on in his career, but it sounds like it's going to keep happening. I guess if that defense is there, either that or one of the other two are going to have to start playing better defensively to take minutes away from him. But it sounded like that's legit, and it's going to be part of the rotation.
And not stunned, and we'll get out, but just to we break it down to inside baseball levels here. But a little surprised Amari Evans didn't get any run tonight, and Troy Henderson. Just because of this setting, no pressure. Because I kind of feel like I don't think the door's slammed on those guys not having a role. Maybe I'm wrong, but I know before Berg got here, Amari was having a nice summer, and Coach has been pretty complimentary of Troy as well.
Yeah, I was surprised, and maybe he wanted to treat this more like a regular season, February, March kind of game, and treat these other, the Mercers and the North Floridas and the Rice and all those of the non-conference schedule to maybe get those guys more involved and treat those more like the old exhibitions that they used to play against Slippery Rock and all those other teams. So I don't know. Interesting. I don't know how close this rotation is compared to what's going to matter, or what's going to be in a game that matters.
Yeah, same for me. Anyway, entertaining game. We'll have tons of coverage on Volquest later on. Tennessee comes up a little short. Again, don't think Coach Barnes was very upset with the outcome, and can't say enough about the atmosphere. He's Grant Ramey. I'm Rob Lewis. This has been the Volquest.com Fast Break.